Hello, we're back home after a 4 days short trip from London. And of course, I love watching hauls, and now I'm going to do a haul of everything I've got from London. Like I said, we went to Bicester Village, we went to the vintage market in the Portobello Road market, which is the Notting Hill vintage market. And I picked a few stuff. I also went around different places, so I picked a few souvenirs from there as well. So let's get started. Begin with, I started my first day in the British Museum, and I don't know why I need to start thinking about saving money, but I like to spend and I spend on unnecessary things, and this is the very first unnecessary thing. I've got a Harry Potter themed wizard chess set. Now Deepak and I both like playing chess, and this is like a travel edition, so when we're on the flight or when we're on a train or a bus, this opens up as a mat, and then you have these very cute looking wizards as the players. And yeah, so I thought it's a good gift. And now that we're also traveling, we have a long travel coming up because we're going to India, so we thought we'll make use of this chess. And this is something I picked from the British Museum. It was around £15 for this. After that, on day 2, before I went to the Portobello market, I got this notification on Instagram. I mean, not notification, basically when you are planning a trip to any place for that matter, just start searching for what things to do, for example in London, or things to do in Amsterdam, and your algorithm automatically picks it and starts giving you recommendations. And that's how I got a recommendation that there's this makeup artist called Lisa Eldridge. I'm not sure if you guys have heard, because this is the first time I was listening to her name. And it came up that she's having a pop-up store in London, and it was for 3 days, where you can get a free consultation on your skin. She has great products. That's when I realized that who this makeup artist is. Long story short, there was a pop-up in London where they were giving free gifts. There were free lucky dips. So I thought, anyway, I have the morning free. I mean, I could do something else, but then I thought, if I'm getting a free product, let me just check out. The first 100 visitors were getting a free product, and on Saturday, which was the 11th, was the last day, and they said there is some mascara that she's giving out for the first 100 visitors. I thought if the queue is too much, I will not go. But then I reached around 9:30, and the store was opening at 10. And there was a lady in front of me who was very enthusiastic, and she started counting people, and then I was right there to see what is my number if I stand behind her, and I was the 66th person. And I'm like, anyway, if I wait for like 20-30 minutes, I am petty like that, I'll get something for free. So I stood, and guess what, I got this I got this mascara. And I honestly did not know who this makeup artist is, but oh, there's a plane that's going slant. Forget it, I'm just distracted very soon. So yeah, this is the mascara. It's apparently £35, which is 3,500 INR, and it has great reviews. So I am glad I queued up and I stood there for like 30 minutes. Not only this, I got a full face of makeup. I don't even apply a lot of makeup, but then there's a lot of makeup artists who are giving makeovers to people. I got that done. I mean, they just told me that anyway you're here, just get it done, it'll take hardly 5 minutes. And I'm like, okay. It doesn't stop there. I also got a cookie, I also got a coffee. Again, it doesn't stop there. Then there was a lucky dip. There was this claw machine where you could pick, and then if you're lucky, you'll get gifts. And I think there were gold earrings as well, but I just got I still won, and I got a 15% discount, but I did not buy anything because it was a little on the pricier side, and I just thought I'm not going to use that foundation a lot because I don't. So I gave it a miss, but I'm happy I got a new mascara. Such a small thing. I think I took 3 minutes to describe this. Okay, from there we went to Portobello Market. Okay, by the way, this reminds me that there are a lot of these pop-up stores that happen in London, a lot of events like this where you get free stuff. So whenever you go to a place, just look for things on Instagram, things to do. Your algorithm will read it that, oh, this person is planning this trip, let me give more suggestions, and such things will come up. And it's a great thing. I mean, if you are like me, if you like freebies, you'll enjoy this. After that, we went to Notting Hill, the Portobello Road Market, and you cannot go to Notting Hill and not buy this classic Notting Hill shopping bag, and that's exactly what I picked the minute I entered. Now, I've not watched the Notting Hill series or the movie or what it is, but there are two shops. So one is the original one, which is the Notting Hill bookshop. There's another one which is a replica of that. It's called the Travel Bookshop, and they've very slyly just kept the name very small, and the entire display looks like the Notting Hill shop. Now, don't be fooled. There, it is a little overpriced, but these bags are mainly in two shops. One is the same, the travel shop that I said, and another shop right when you enter the market. Now, I didn't know which is legit, which is fake one. I just like this color, and I saw a lot of people picking up from this store. So I thought, anyway, I'm looking for this bag. I think I paid around 17 pounds for this, and it's quite sturdy and nice. It's also very spacious, and I like it. Then we walked a little ahead, and there are great things, but it's also very, very crowded. Now, if you it opens at 8 o'clock, so I would say if you go at around 8 9 when it's starting, you'll find a lot more collection. I went around 12 in the afternoon thanks to the mascara queue, but I wouldn't say it I was disappointed. You'll still have a lot of options, a lot of things. It's sometimes overwhelming because there are so many stores, there are so many people. If you go, it's known for vintage watches, and if you go to a place that's selling watch, you'll see there are so many pieces, and then there are so many people around. So you need, if you're like me where you need time to think, I think it sometimes is overwhelming, because 167 shop number is great. He's very famous for vintage watches. I was there, I liked a few stuff, but it was around 75 pounds, 80 pounds, and I started thinking that is it really worth it, or should I just get a new watch in this price? So I walked ahead thinking I'll get some more options, and then when I walked further ahead, the options started limiting. The designs were not that great, but then there was this one place which was not in the main market. It says it's a vintage shop, walk downwards, and the minute you walk downwards, there's a big vintage shop which sells luxurious coats. I didn't pick any, but you have Burberry coats, you have Dior coats, and I think it's around 300-400 range, but they were very stunning. And right next to that shop, there's a very tiny watch shop. He also has a lot of showpieces, and that's where I found my first watch. I don't know if it looks good on me or no, but this is the one I picked. I wanted something in gold, and this is not gold, it's a little rustic gold, so that's the one I picked. This is how it looks. I think it's a little classic, and then I thought, okay, I paid 35 for this, and he'll adjust the strap based on your size. And then he told me that now that I've adjusted, you have to pay me 5 pounds more. I said, you didn't tell me before that you're going to charge me more for adjusting. So he said, okay, fine, I'll let it go. But usually we charge customers like 2 or 5 pounds to get their watches adjusted. Now I walked further ahead, and then I thought maybe I'll pick something else, but I didn't really find a good watch, and then I had my eye on one of the watches in the same store, so I came back and I picked another watch. Now this is for 30 pounds, and it's like this band kind of watch where it's not removable. I mean, it's not a, I don't know, how do I say, it's not a buckle or something. It's just, you put this, and I really liked it because it's classy, and it's just, I don't know, I really liked it, and I paid 30 pounds for this. And he said I would charge you 35, but because this is your second watch, I'm giving it to you for 30. I said, okay, thanks. Now that's the watch that we got. And then I decided I also have to go to Bicester Village from there, which is around 2 hours. So I thought I'll not spend a lot of time in Portobello. I'll just walk around and I'll go just see if there's something. I do not really have a lot in my mind to buy, but I saw these two unique things in an antique little stall on the road, and I thought it's quite nice for gifting. So I got one for myself, I got one for Deepak. So this is a compass, and it really works. So it's like a bag charm. You can keep it on your, you can put it on your bag. And the other one is like these magnifying glass, very vintagey types, and it actually magnifies. If you see from here, I can see myself up close. So I got this. This is again a back charm, and I think it's £8 per piece. But then if you buy two, you get it for 15. And then I wanted to try this place called Canteen 310. I'll just type it here. I don't remember, but that's a small canteen in Portobello Road which has amazing food, not very expensive, but I was kind of also running late and I was not really hungry, so I didn't pick. Their dessert is very well known. They have chocolate mousse with olive oil and sea salt. That is something I really wanted to try. They do not have reservations. They are very limited also. Their timing is very limited. It's 12 to 3 for lunch, 6 to 10 for dinner. But unfortunately I did not get a chance to go there, but maybe next time. Now from there we went to Bicester Village, and to be honest, it took me 2 hours to reach that place, and then it closes at 7. I reached around 4. I thought I'm going to be running late because it's such a big outlet village and I'll need a lot of time. I entered and I saw Coach and I saw so many people and I got excited seeing Coach and I thought, okay, let me enter. But then you see it's very underwhelming for me. I did not personally enjoy my tour to Bicester Village. There are great stuff if you want to buy a really luxurious brand. Gucci, Prada, Dior, everything's around and they're at very discounted price. I did not really have anything in mind to buy, but then I checked around and the designs are limited, the sizes are limited. There was one top that I really liked from, I think it was Gucci, and it was quite reasonable, but it was again only in XL and L. So there are these blockers that you have very limited sizing, you have very limited stock, very limited design. These are not new designs, these are very archived designs, the old designs. I'm not sure if it's old stock is the right word, but overall I did not really enjoy Bicester Village, but I'm glad I went because otherwise I would have this regret in my mind that I came till London and I could not go to Bicester Village. But yeah, Coach had great options for bags. I think there were bags for like £100, £105, like proper nice bags, but I don't know, I didn't feel like picking any of those, and I just picked something from CK, I don't know where it is, and I picked a sweatshirt from Lacoste for Deepak. This is the one, very classic one. Again, not something with great difference in pricing. It's like 10-20 euros less from what you pay here, so I just found it okayish. And I think that's it for this video. That's all I got, and you know the drill. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe. I'll try to put this broken vlog together. I know I've vlogged pieces of things I ate, things I did. Let's see, let's combine it, and this is the outro to my vlog. You know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.